Hello vinyl xenomorphs. Today I've got to get this Yellow Submarine thing over and done with. The album came out in 1969 and followed the 1968 release of an animated film of the same name, which over the years has acted as a unique introduction to the Beatles for many young people, me included.
Who is it?
The film features some of the Beatles' finest music, and in 1999 a much more appropriate album was compiled called the Yellow Submarine Songtrack, effectively making the original redundant. Just to briefly discuss the 1969 album, its lack of original content is the main issue. We have on one side 6 Beatle tracks, and 2 of them was previously released in 1966 and 1967. The other side is an uninspired collection of George Martin music movements which have no place on a Beatles album, but no doubt suited Martin, who was trying to be taken seriously as a score composer. Although he was going to make plenty of cash from sharing an album with the greatest band in the world, his dreams of being the 20th century Beethoven were lost amongst the bland and tuneless shite he constantly put out there.
He's a poet warrior in the classic sense.
Well, the history. This was about the final album I got in 1982. Possibly Let It Be might have been after, and I know the White Album was the last one I could get my hands on because, as described before, I couldn't afford it.
Get the animal in the most disadvantageous position.
And anyway, it was deliberate why this was about the last one to be chosen, because a bloke I knew from up the road called Chris Waters, he had the album and he said it was crap. So I never went out and bought it until I had to buy it.
Yeah, just altogether pointless.
Invisible Rain Tip of the Day.
Right, my tip of the day. This album's only available in stereo, even though hybrid mono versions of the tracks have showed up on past masters. But forget this album. Don't even buy it. Just get the wonderful Yellow Submarine Songtrack. It's got everything you need from this film, and it's in beautifully remastered stereo.
It's a 10 out of 10.
4 centimeters. Believe me, it can make a lot of difference. With 4 centimeters extra lateral suspension track, for example, you get superb handling and impeccable road manners. So you see, with suspension geometry, as with so much in life, size matters.
I used to tease my dad about his dandruff, and then one day he turned around and told me I had dandruff. Well, I'm modelling, so, my hair has to look nice. So I tried other dandruff shampoos, and they just didn't work for me. So I tried Head & Shoulders, and it was incredible. It was really good. It cleared up completely, and I haven't used anything else since.
Most people find that Head & Shoulders clears the dandruff ordinary dandruff shampoos leave behind. Use it regularly.
It's really terrific.
2 liters. Eureka. 2 liters into 1 Clio. It goes. Renault Clio. Size matters.
More memorable from the film than anything else, George's universally hated track comes in at the bottom. I can understand why. This song is a non-starter. Do you like your music with LSD, sir? Nah, don't do it for me. Crappy McCrapo shite.
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
This one's a Sgt. Pepper reject. Before I had this album, I thought this was a strange title for a song, and I was looking forward to hearing it. Boy, was I fucked off. It's George drowned out by a horrible, noisy background of psychedelic bullshit. Another one hated by most. Well done, George. Only you could screw up an album with only 4 tracks on it.
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
I like the part in the film where the beardy man floats up in a bubble during this song. He reminds me of my infamous Uncle Raymondo, a beardy con man who ended up with my dad round my granny's house when all other females had deserted him, and rightly so. The song is incredibly annoying and is also shunned by most Beatle fans. Macca has recently dismissed it as throwaway, but I think he's just trying to sound cool like Lennon. He fucking loves it, and he's very proud of it during the 1968-69 football season when the football crowds were chanting it. At number 1, we have the heavy metal Lennon track, Hey Bulldog. First heard this on the Rock and Roll album, which is a nice home for it. Crime to see it sitting with such unworthy bedfellas. It's lonely being a great song on a shit album. Here's a funny fact. I got my hands on the Yellow Submarine video in 1984, and it was a Yankee copy because I think that was the only way you could buy it back in the mid-80s. Anyway, I'm watching it, and they totally left off Hey Bulldog on there. And I found out later they did skip that. I don't know why. Could be copyright or something to do with that. But best song on the album, not a 10 out of 10. Sorry about that.
I'm your huckleberry.
Well, the summary. Yellow Submarine is not a popular album. Everyone's number 13 for sure. I've not put the actual album on for over 20 years. I only get to hear these songs when I put on the Songtrack album. Otherwise, I don't see any reason for this album to still be in circulation. A sad fact. And even sadder when I tell you that this album gets a 1 out of 10 from me.
I never want to see you again.
Huckleberry.